Have you ever said too much and instantly regretted it? You know that moment when you gave someone access to your thoughts, your plans, your pain, and later, you wished you had just kept quiet. What if I told you that silence, the very thing we often avoid, is the key that unlocks power, clarity, peace, and even love? Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button, like the video, and stay with me until the end because what I'm about to share could transform the way you communicate, change your relationships, and maybe even save you from self-sabotage. This isn't just about staying quiet. It's about knowing when to be silent, why to be silent, and how silence can bring you exactly what you've been chasing. Let me take you back to a story, one that begins not with words but with stillness, the whisper that changed everything. There was a time in my life when I thought talking was power. I believed that the louder I spoke, the more control I had. I talked to be heard. I talked to win arguments. I talked to prove my worth. But nothing changed. My relationships stayed strained. My goals felt out of reach. And people seemed to listen less the more I said. One day I met a man named Daniel. We were in a group setting, friends of friends, casual gathering. Everyone talked over each other. It was chaotic. But Daniel, he barely spoke. He listened, observed, and when he finally did say something, everyone leaned in. That was the moment I realized silence is a language, a powerful one, and those who speak it fluently win in ways most people never notice. So let's break down the 5 reasons why being silent will get you everything. And I mean everything, from respect and love to clarity and self-control. Reason number 1, silence. Creates mystery and people crave what? They can't understand. Let me tell you about Claire. She was vibrant, magnetic, but always available. She shared her every thought, every heartbreak, every moment on social media. She'd text back immediately, pour her emotions into late-night conversations. But the guy she was interested in? He drifted away. Meanwhile, her friend Maya, she was different, mysterious. She listened more than she spoke. She took her time before replying. Not to play games, but because she wasn't rushing to fill every silence. And guess who he chased? Maya. The truth is, we are drawn to mystery. When someone is silent, we lean in. We want to know what they're thinking, what they're hiding. Silence isn't emptiness, it's a powerful invitation, an unanswered question. Being silent allows you to hold space, to intrigue, to stay just out of reach enough that others begin to pursue your presence instead of taking it for granted. Reason number 2, silence gives you control over emotion. I want you to picture a fight. Maybe you've had one recently. Heated words, raised voices, things said you didn't mean, regret. That used to be me, reactive, emotional. Until one day, during an argument with someone I cared about deeply, I said nothing. Not out of defeat, but out of choice. I listened. I breathed. I watched. And something strange happened. The argument dissolved. The other person slowed down. They began to reflect. My silence was a mirror, and it showed them what they were really saying. You see, silence is the buffer between impulse and wisdom. When you choose not to speak in anger, you protect your relationships. You protect yourself. Reacting feels powerful in the moment, but staying silent gives you real control, the kind that lasts longer than the heat of a moment. Reason number 3, silence makes you a better listener, and that makes you magnetic. Think of the most charismatic person you know. Not the loudest, not the funniest, but the one who makes you feel seen when you talk to them. Chances are they listen more than they speak. Let me share a story. I was at a networking event, full of ambitious, energetic people trying to impress. Everyone was talking, bragging, selling themselves. Then I met Sarah. She asked me one question. What's something you've been working on that you're really proud of? I started talking. She listened genuinely. She didn't interrupt, didn't one-up me, just listened. By the end of the night, I wasn't thinking about the guy who pitched his company 5 times. I was thinking about her because she made me feel important. And you never forget people who make you feel that way. Silence isn't just about your benefit. It's about giving others room to be heard. And in a world that talks too much, that makes you unforgettable. Reason number 4, silence protects your dreams from destruction. Have you ever shared a goal too early, only to feel the energy behind it disappear? It's more common than you think. There's a story of a young man who wanted to start a business. He told his family, his friends, even posted it online. Most people didn't believe in him. Some laughed. Others gave advice that didn't help. Eventually, his excitement faded. Then there's another version. A woman named Nina had the same dream, but she told no one. She built in silence. She worked late nights. She failed, learned, tried again. And when she finally launched, it looked like an overnight success. But it wasn't. It was silent preparation. Silence protects you from the noise of doubt and the distraction of praise. It allows you to build without pressure, to make mistakes without an audience, to grow without explanation. Your dreams deserve protection, and silence is the strongest shield you can offer them. Reason number 5, silence is the gateway to self-mastery. Let me tell you something personal. Years ago, I took a solo trip into the mountains. No phone signal, no music, just me, nature, and silence. For the first day, I hated it. The quiet felt like a void. But by day 3, I started to hear things I hadn't noticed before, the sound of my own thoughts. My real fears, my true desires, the lies I had been telling myself. That silence, it was brutal, but it was honest. And in that space, I began to reclaim myself. We fill our lives with noise to avoid confronting who we are, but growth lives in stillness. When you stop talking, you start hearing your intuition. You start healing. You begin to understand what you really want and what you need to let go of. Silence isn't emptiness. It's the space where transformation begins. The power in saying nothing. Let me bring this full circle. Silence is not weakness. It's not avoidance. It's not passivity. It's strategy. It's protection. It's strength. The loudest person in the room isn't always the most powerful. Often it's the quiet one, the observer, the one who chooses their words carefully or chooses not to speak at all. So whether you're navigating love, career, or your own healing journey, remember this. You don't always have to explain. You don't always have to respond. You don't always have to react. Sometimes silence is the most powerful move you can make. And the people who understand silence understand everything. If this video spoke to something deep inside you, don't forget to like it and subscribe. Share it with someone who talks too much and wonders why they feel so drained. And please watch this again when you feel the urge to overshare, overreact, or over-explain. Let it remind you your power is often in what you don't say. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.